Hey everybody,
Lauren here.
and Ben.
And we're back. And first thing, we hit 250.
We hit 250 yesterday.
Yay!
And now we're like 260, so
yes.
Watch out, world.
Thank you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Keep tuning in. We were having so much fun.
Yes.
And I think, is our next goal, stretch goal 500? Are the goals getting,
That's what you told me, and you were more well-informed than I. So
well, I don't know. That seems crazy.
I'm not the authority, but that's what you said.
But 250 seems crazy too. I know we're small, but
yeah. 250 is a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't know we knew that many people.
Yes.
All right.
So
thank you.
Weekly wrap-up. I took full advantage of spooky Halloween week.
Yeah.
And I tried to get all my little horrors out of the way before Nonfiction November, which we're now in. But I had a banger. I had a banger of a week, pretty much.
Yeah.
It kind of, unfortunately,
you raved about several of these.
It kind of started off and then slowly, but let me start with. Okay, The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre.
I want to read that.
Philip Fracassi. Let me say, this was 5 stars from not a slasher girly.
Yeah, you don't dig slashers in general.
That is not really a trope I like. I think
slasher movies, not slasher books, is kind of our.
Yeah. Dare I say this? Is it fair to say someone is starting to be, well, at least maybe auto-buy, but if not, one of my favorite horror authors. Well, I've only read 2. I've only read 2, but
We've talked about him a couple of times on this channel. I'm a huge fan. I will say, without reserve, he is one of the best writers working today.
I definitely want to pick up more, but he may be, if you ask me, favorite horror author. If it's fair to say that when I've only read 2.
He does some kick-ass sci-fi too.
Well,
no.
But yeah, this one, older lady, like a slasher in a retirement home. Yeah. I mean, elderly people, and nobody's really caring. Like, oh, people die all the time in retirement homes. Like, it has something to say. I'm
really excited to read that one too. I'm going to buy it from him. I think when we go to Books by the Banks in a couple of weeks, we're going to meet him again. We'll talk to him again. I've met him like 3 times, but yeah, you need to read Gothic.
I do. Well, and A Child Alone with Strangers, I feel like is his favorite.
I want to read that one too.
But
that's another
Boys in the Valley and this one, I would recommend to anyone. So then this one. I got this is not horror. I got a Skip the Line loan for the audio on Libby, and dare I say, I had so much fun with this. She's a sister wife. She was married. He was married to 4 women. Her husband. Yep. And she had a lot of the juice to say. And the audio, she did the audio, and it felt like I was just in a room and she was just talking to me. This
was on your Nonfiction November list too,
it was, right? But I got the Skip the Line. Yeah. I don't know. I loved this, and I think she is now a friend in my head. She lives a very different life, but I find it like different people is just so fascinating. And I
gotta say, you influenced me to read a lot of books.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna be reading that one.
I don't think you'd like it.
Not my thing.
But whatever.
Yep.
Then it kind of took a turn. So this is the book I got, 13 Months Haunted by Jimmy Giuliano. I got this when we went and visited the BookTube Besties, and they all signed it. If you didn't see our other video, check it out. We can link that below. It was a great time. This, I don't know how I quite feel about this. I think it's a little too long, but secondly, it gave me Ring vibes, the movie The Ring, which is one of my all-time favorite horror movies, and it gave those vibes. So I liked it, but at the same time, I kind of didn't, because I'm like, no, that's The Ring. So I don't know. This was a 3. This was a 3-star. So, good, not great.
I think that's how I felt about Dead 11, his first one. Yeah. Like, it had really good moments and a great premise, but the story just wasn't cohesive enough for me to make it higher than a 3.
Okay. But yeah, still good.
Yeah.
And then I read this, my book of the month pick, The Haunting of Payne's Hollow by Kelly Armstrong. I don't know how I feel about her. She had one that was
Hemlock Island.
Hemlock Island was so. And I think it was a me thing because I didn't like where it went. once again, I thought this was going to be just, it's a horse on the cover, if you can tell. I thought it was just going to be a Headless Horseman kind of retelling, which it is.
Mm-hmm.
But she went off, she had a whole slew of other monsters in there that were not my kind of monster.
Okay.
So other people, and I don't
want to give her a shot.
Yeah. I think it's a me thing.
Because your thing is just sort of like what sort of monsters she puts in there.
Yes.
Is not your. Yes. You don't like monsters, and she does monsters.
Yeah.
I love monsters.
Yeah. So yeah,
I may give that Hemlock Island a chance. I've looked at it 100 times.
You should.
Okay.
But that was it for other than my Goosebumps.
Yeah, I'd call, it feels like a little bit of a slower week reading wise because we had a crazy lot going on this week, so
Cars needed fixing.
Yeah.
Parent teacher conferences.
Yeah, doctor's appointments,
everything.
Yeah. And so I didn't find as much time as I would normally, even for audio, but I did manage to read a couple, and my choices this week were pretty much all dictated by what came up on my Libby hold. So. Yeah.
But hey, it's a good.
But it worked really well. So I'm going to start with this because I could probably talk forever. I reread Stephen King's Pet Sematary for probably the 4th time. And this was my first time doing the audio, which is narrated by Michael C. Hall, who played Dexter, who, if you've ever seen that show, you know his voiceovers are just so emotive.
First time as a parent.
And it's always been a fave. For me, it's in my top 5 Stephen King's, which puts it in my top probably 10 or 15 books of all time. I think if you've not read this book and you're into horror, quit messing around. It's your next read. I think this book is darn near perfect. It is almost a perfect horror novel.
Yeah.
I swear. The only thing that bothered me, like the only thing that I could even try to criticize, is there's kind of a lot of like dream sequences, and those don't really do a lot for the plot usually, but they all worked really well. Like I think if you'd cut one of the dream sequence, other than that, I wouldn't change a word of this book.
I've read that one.
Darn near perfect. Okay. It is terrifying.
That's
the characters are 3-dimensional. The one thing I'll say is when I'd read it in the past, there was a particular scene, which we've talked about in another video, that was one of the scariest things I've ever read, where there's a person telling a story about how they saw this guy's son who was supposedly killed in Vietnam just walking down the street like he was back and everything was fine. That was the scariest scene for me until I read it this time. As a father, there's a different scene that was much more scary to me now. And I won't spoil, but it does involve the fact that the main character is a father.
Okay.
So it hit a little different for me now that I have a son.
Yeah.
I could go on and on. I know I'm not really saying much in detail, but that book is almost perfect.
Okay.
I also read a Stephen King book that I'd never read before via audio, Dolores Claiborne, which was never on my list because the premise didn't really grab me. I picked this copy up on the book crawl from the friends, and it's basically, it's the story of this woman who's trying to explain the death of her husband that she's, suspicious of being involved in, and her employer, who's like an elderly woman that she was like a caretaker of. They both died under mysterious circumstances, and people think that Dolores is the one that killed them both. The whole story is basically her in a straight run.
Yeah, you said no chapters.
Telling the police what happened for basically 300 pages. There's no chapters. It's all one straight, which is a really tough thing to pull off.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But the character herself is just so well defined, the way that he does his characters, that
I do
her
like
voice
the
is distinct.
I do like the premise.
I really enjoyed it. There's some kind of like, makes you wonder if there's something weird going on, like almost supernatural, which is what stopped me from reading. It was like, it doesn't sound like there's anything supernatural to it. But despite that,
I like his ones that aren't.
Despite that, I loved it. Yeah, some of his best work is not horror.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't call it horror, but man, it was great.
Yeah.
I also have been tinkering around with this one for a while. R.L. Stein's The Hitchhiker. Finished it this week. It was pretty meh. It's not one of his standouts, but there was a great twist toward the end. So I like the ending better than like the beginning or the middle.
That was how my Hitchhiker book was that I read last week.
Yeah.
Chevy Stevens' new
It ended better than it started.
Yeah.
And then the last one I read this has been on my TBR forever. This is Philip K. Dick's The Man in the High Castle, which really cool premise, which is basically an alternate reality where we lost World War II and the U.S. is now occupied by the Nazis and the Japanese. And It's a really cool premise, but I could not get into it.
I'm glazing over just hearing.
I've wanted to read this for so long because I like a lot of his other books, but this one, I don't know. For some reason, I never cared about any of the characters. I never felt like I was in the setting.
Bummer.
There was just no magic to it. I didn't get pulled in. I know I'm probably in the minority because this is a beloved book, but I think I wanted more from it.
All right.
So that's what I got this week.
And then Goosebumps, guys, I screwed up. I've been reading these in order. I was supposed to read The Ghost Next Door, but the audio came up for The Haunted Mask, and I forgot that I was supposed to read The Ghost Next Door. So this one holds up. I think we've seen the television show of this like
The Haunted Mask.
Yeah, 100 times.
I think it was like the first episode.
I think that's why we've seen it so many times, but it's good. I like this one. I think the classic status.
It's a classic for a reason.
It's fair.
Yeah. It's a cool concept.
The twist. Does this one have a sequel? Is there a Haunted Mask 2?
There might be a Haunted Mask 3. I know there's a 2. There might be a 3.
Because the twist, I do kind of want to see where this goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
The Haunted Mask 3 might be, or 2, whatever the sequel is, might be one of the last books in the series that I don't actually own. So we'll have to find it.
Yeah.
I read number 25, Attack of the Mutant. Which is about a kid who's really into comic books, and all of a sudden it seems like the comic books are becoming real.
That's fun.
And he finds himself kind of in them.
Yeah.
And it worked really well. Yeah. It's goofy, but he pulled it off. I thought this one was great. You don't really hear about it. I didn't remember it, but I loved it. This is a solid 4-star Goosebumps.
Next up for me is The Ghost Next Door, since I messed that up.
Yes. I will be reading My Hairiest Adventure, which I think is about a kid who gets some kind of skin cream that turns him into a werewolf. Yeah.
And also, lastly, guys, can I just shout out?
We got some cool gifts this week.
We have the best friends.
Yes.
This is actually
my editor.
From Allison. Yes, his editor extraordinaire. If you guys, any of you are authors and need an editor, message us. Red Edits.
I'll put her info in the description.
Because she's amazing.
Yeah.
And she made me a blueberry.
She crochets.
She does.
Awesome
she does everything. She does everything.
And I got a package in the mail of artwork from our friend Randy, aka Allie the Mortician, who is a big fan of my book Home because she works as a mortician. And she sent me a bunch of different drawings of Cowboy.
I kind of want to steal some of those.
Well, you're going to have trouble finding them because I'm going to hide them. But look at just the range in her art style. So this is Cowboy in his reading room. It's captioned on the back. I forgot this one is enjoying the summer breeze, getting a tan, watching the bees and leaves.
He does. Well, actually, he burns.
He gets really pink when he's happy.
When he's happy and cozy, his belly gets all pink.
And then she snuck in one of Boone, our golden retriever, who I never talk about. This was Most Wanted Good Boys, my Boone baby. And Cowboy. Look at him with his eye patch.
I know.
Boone the golden retriever and Cowboy. And then she made, this is basically like a mock-up of the book within the book. So the main character's dad in Home writes a book called Hollowed Home. That's like a nonfiction account. And so she basically made like a fake mini version of this book with Cowboy on it. And she captured the character's voice in here. This sounds like something Walter Sr. would have written. It's just, it's so cool.
Look at how nice her writing
there's little runes in there. I don't know if it's coming through on here, but she underlined some of the letters on this page in red, and it's like secret code.
I did not know she was an artist.
It's just layer upon layer. She's a fantastic artist.
Fantastic, yeah.
And she sent me like mortuary tools and stuff. She has like a mini museum. So
we have some amazing friends
supporting
us. We love
us.
you all. But yes, that will be it for the week.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, and if you notice, we're in a different spot. It's because I got my Christmas stuff going. Yes, November 1st. We spent
all day November 1st putting up Christmas stuff. And
Ben
today
gets grumpy. I get happy.
I get super grumpy.
But he now has my son.
Wells
and I against you. It's 2 against 1.
So we had to move because there's Christmas decorations taking up where we normally sit.
For the next months. All right.
All right.
We got to ask a question. What have you guys read? What did you do for Halloween week? Did you have a good Halloween? Give us all the details.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Bye, boo.
Later.